Welcome, everybody, to the College of Arms meeting for the 27th of May, 2014. We have some of the usual suspects and a couple of newcomers. I'm going to skip the part where I introduce the people who get introduced every week and just go to introducing the people that we don't often see. Paz and Rachel. I mean, we've seen Paz before, but we've never actually seen Paz before, so please, starting with Paz, introduce yourself.
Hello, now you all get to see me, and also the real work behind me. That's one's my dad's, one's my grandmother's, and hopefully soon I'll put my own up there.
And Rachel?
Hi, I'm Rachel. I think I've spoken to most of y'all over the time, and I was here last week and you weren't.
No, I wasn't. Unfortunately, my brain decided to rebel against me last week and cascade me with 4 seizures in one day, at which point life says, yeah, hell no. About that working thing? No. About that whole thinking thing? Yeah, we're a bit hazy on that one, too. And Trennick just popped up, so having just popped up, he gets stuck with having to introduce himself. If he'd been here earlier, he could have gotten out of it, but Trennick, you're up.
Oh, hey, it's not my fault it takes my computer about 20 minutes to load these freaking Hangouts. Hey, everybody. I'm Trennick. I'm
climactic.
Yeah, right? That's my specialty. No, but seriously, though. No, I'm Trennick, Lord Trennick on the forums. It's good to be back again for another official Hangout.
And speaking of the official part, Nirante, you have what is commonly known around here as the agenda, also known as that shit what we get to do.
Okay, well, first up on my agenda was to give violation the floor, but there doesn't seem to be a violation.
Which seems to be a violation of protocol.
Shut up. Okay, so our first order of business then is kind of a tough question. We may not be able to really decide it without Frank being here. Should we be using Corin's generator at all? The colors aren't right anymore. So even for using it for the base, you have to go in and change the colors, at which point you may as well just be using a shield blank. I mean, we made the decision on having 2 greens in, what, January, February?
That's true.
There's still only 1 green. All of the hues are wrong. Except, like, red, black, and white are, like, the only ones that
I was going to say
right.
Sable and Argent I know are right, but there's not much you can do with Sable and Argent.
Yeah.
We can still use it for internal stuff, as Trennick said.
I'm saying that I don't think we should be pointing anyone at it unless and until he at least gets the colors updated. And, I mean, has anyone heard from him?
I haven't heard a word from him.
I haven't. I mean, last time I heard from him was when he was in here.
Yeah, the last time I heard from him was when Frank CC'd him on an email. That was it.
Yeah, I think for right now, we need to just not be pointing people at his generator. I said unless and until he gets at least the colors right.
Well, we do technically have quorum here if we can get a unanimous agreement on that. Ronan?
Point to Grant's generator and use Corin's in the background for now until we hear from Corin.
Yep.
I third that, so I hate to do it, but Grant, by default, you've just been nominated primary generator.
And now Grant has to get a different shield shape in there.
Yeah, that's why we need to talk to him. I think we need to get that basic flat shield output. I talked to him about that briefly. Getting the same output kind of format as Corins does for the sake of the gallery.
Yep.
So we don't have to go in and redo all of the ones that we already have in the gallery.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, he said he's got some adjustments to do to make sure that everything covers the shield the correct way.
Right.
So it'll be a little while before he gets that shape in.
Right.
But he is working on it, which is really good news.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Next order is, should we go ahead and get the charges uploaded to the wiki once they're approved prior to them getting tech cleaned? Because the tech clean, while, great and all, has no effect on the wiki.
No, it doesn't. So, yeah, I agree. Put them on the wiki as soon as they're regularly cleaned. I mean, tech clean usually comes shortly thereafter anyway, and if someone produces something with them in that interim space, we can always spot clean them.
That's true. Well, and mostly the tech clean doesn't change the
Yeah,
visual.
the tech clean is only important for the generators. Otherwise, it's not important at all.
The SVG is fully functional prior to that.
Yeah, so there's no need to wait on it.
Right. So.
Concur.
Okay.
Yeah. So me and Ronan and Frank need to get on that.
Yep.
Okay, here's one. We have a couple of minor questions on restricted charges.
Okay.
First of all, should the Red Cross Moline be added to the restricted charges? That is Lord British's Red Cross.
That's an interesting question, and I'm tempted to say no, because it is in fact the Cross Moline entwined of the serpent that truly screams Lord British. That said, I can see people trying to do something that removes the serpent and switches the colors in order to scream, "Look at me, I'm very similar to Lord British."
Right.
I wouldn't.
We restricted the Silver Serpent. Should we also reserve the cross?
Well, if I can interject here for a minute, the Silver Serpent
Absolutely.
is the Silver Serpent is used he has the necklace, and he uses the Silver Serpent independently of that. He doesn't use the cross really.
That's true.
Sounds like a good argument to me.
The Cross Moline is, to use heraldic terminology, the Cross Moline is a major charge on his arms. The Silver Serpent is his badge.
Right. Somebody had asked me, so I wasn't sure, so I figured it needed brought up.
I can see the point, and I can almost be convinced by it, but Trennick is right.
Yeah.
It's the Silver Serpent that's his badge.
That's about what I thought. But we had the issue come up about chains.
Chain, chain, chain.
The rules as written right now only reserve chains in annulo or naud. Should it be all chains, or just specifically in annulo or naud? Which, for those that don't speak heraldry, that means in a knot or in a circle.
I'm tempted to say keep it to just in annulo or naud, because a node chain has a specific meaning. An annulo of chain has a specific meaning. A broken chain has a third meaning that is completely unrelated to the other two. A length of chain has another meaning. Amber, if you could pull up the charge in question.
I like just the naud and annulo being restricted. I like opening it up to use a chain elsewhere.
The reason this came up is somebody made, yeah, there it is. Trennick wins.
It's all my fault.
Oh, it's
This
portcullis.
This portcullis, and Frank mentioned that we can't use chains. And I said, well, it's only an annulo and naud, according to the rules, and we got into a big discussion, because apparently we had denied somebody else's device because they had a draped chain on it.
It's possible to do a portcullis without the chain.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh, yeah,
another
I have
version
both
of it without the
versions.
chains
that
already
one
there.
looks so much better.
It really does. And
It really does.
I
and
kind of copied most of it from the SCA one anyways, because it's a really good one. It's like,
It
I'll
is.
just tweak this a little bit and adjust a few lines and lengths and ta-da.
But here's the thing. That isn't a chain as a charge. It's a portcullis. It's part of the portcullis. It's
right.
it's similar to a now we would never allow this, but a chained man, the chained man's chains are part of the chained man, not chains. That's not a charge we would ever use, but
I'm not necessarily debating that specific charge. I'm just saying that's what brought up the conversation.
We didn't have one, and that was a good version. It's like, I need to tweak this, make it our own, and get it up there, because a portcullis is a nice classic.
yes, it really is.
Is that so we're going to stick with the in annulo or naud?
I'd say so. And Ronan?
Correct. I concur.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I was going to
Make it
say,
so.
you can't thumb vote right now, Ronan. We can't see you.
Okay. Grant made up some charges for the sigils, which I am pulling up. I think they're great.
Oh, hello, Richard.
Oh, hello. I will not pull those up right now.
Hey, Richard.
We can see your face, but not your... Or we can see your picture, but we can't see your face and we can't hear you yet.
He might just be stalking us from his phone.
He may be. Yes, we don't see or hear you either.
And conversation stops as we all
Maybe
wait in
someone
anticipation.
turned him into a pie, and that's why he can't.
He'll be back.
Not that I'm encouraging anyone from such activity.
Yeah, not like we're encouraging anyone whose arms might be purpur and sable with a spoon on it. So, where were we?
I was about to screen share. There we go. Those were the simplified sigils that Grant made.
Yes! Oh, yes. Based off of the suggestions that Joseph had last time.
Yep. I think they're perfect.
I
They
think the crafting one needs to be changed just a little bit.
How so?
In the center, instead of a circle, not the white, the black,
Right?
make teeth alternating the teeth that are on the outside.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I think that would work.
I can
I can
agree
see
with
that.
that as well.
I
but
also
other-
feel like maybe the glove should be simplified just a little bit, maybe,
Perhaps. But
if it's doable and still recognizable.
but that is a huge, huge, huge step towards absolutely yes.
Yeah.
That is,
The magic, I think, is perfect.
yeah, magic is.
These two
I
need
have
just a
completely
little tweak, I
on
think.
magic, but there's a slight tweak to do on combat and crafting. But yeah, those are incredible.
Yep. So those are via grant. So, who is apparently not here. Um,
Yes, we are grant. We have lost our grant. How will we ever afford to operate the college?
well, since Lord British is not making it back quickly enough, I have two quick proposals to make. At least I assume they will be quick. We have two members that have been busting their tails since they joined the college, done so much work, totally revolutionized the way we work. And yes, you both know who I'm talking about. I think they have well and exceeded the work required to display a knowledge of the college to get out of Macer. And yes, Krennic and Bajan Paz, I nominate to move up to Pursuivant.
My
Yes.
only problem with that nomination is that I didn't get to make it.
Those in favor?
I.
Ear.
Nose?
Do I vote?
Unanimous.
I oppose with a spoon for Amber.
Do
Because
I
we
get
have
to
no
say
balance
anything too?
forms.
Do what?
Do I get to vote too?
No, just the sovereigns.
Okay.
I just make
Well,
crazy comments because
congratulations.
I can.
Congrats, you guys.
I'll change my orange screen later.
Oh no, actually, it's rather interesting to be talked to by a giant wall of orange. Nutmeg.
Nutmeg, no!
She can't hear you. I'm on headphones. So apparently, Richard may not be coming back.
I guess not.
Computer trouble. We all get it.
I picture him in the back of a cab traveling down the streets of New York or something.
He's done that once before.
Yes, he has.
Okay, so other than Violation wanting the floor and not being here, and I have two things that wanted to discuss offline. That's all that's on the agenda.
Well, in that case, we can sit and shoot the breeze until Richard shows up or until 6 o'clock when I have to run out.
Anybody have anything else they would like to bring up, or questions, or...
Well, we could bring up the Ultima Codex symbol and whether or not that would violate any copyright.
Unfortunately, the person most likely to be able to answer that is having trouble connecting right now.
Yes. That's the only one I had on mine.
Amber's asking, on restricted charges, are people going to be able to ask for certain charges to be restricted? It's going to be very much on a case-by-case basis from what we decided, which primarily means, like, what we have said in the past is if it is, like, essentially used as a trademark already, people see this symbol and recognize you, then we would be willing to restrict it.
Welcome
If it's
back,
just,
Richard.
I want different artwork than anyone else, no, we probably won't restrict it. And welcome back, Richard.
I wonder what's
No.
giving him trouble.
Is he on mute?
I'm
Wonder-
guessing he's on his cell phone.
Most likely.
That would be Richard. Always running around.
Yep. Ronan, that's not fair. That's not nice.
Talk
It's
about our Lord in front of his back.
It's
Not
accurate,
anymore.
but it's not nice. I like that. Not my lord, my pie, says Amber.
He keeps leaving, so Amber can't slaughter him for pie. Smart man.
Okay, so did that answer you, Amber? Okay. Alrighty. Anything else?
I'd say we give Richard one more chance to try to break in if he...
Well, I figured we can sit and chit-chat for at least 15 minutes before we go offline.
Yep. So, how has everyone's week gone?
Pretty awful, but, you know.
Awful.
Yeah, been rough.
Awful waffles.
Well, I went out of town to get away from my kids so I can play or 6 the whole weekend.
Ugh.
Why am I typing? It's absolutely hideous, but I think the chain is okay.
Hmm.
Ooh.
I'm familiar with that charge. I wish I weren't.
I like Trennick's response. Holy monkey biscuits!
No, unholy monkey biscuits. Ow.
That's
Just
ugly.
ow.
Blasphemous monkey biscuits!
Andrew, take it away, please.
Attack of the boar!
That was awful.
Attack of the Boar, so we're under assault by Ben Stein?
I think that use of the chain is fine. If it
Yeah.
was wrapped all the way around his neck, I might have more of a question. Because then it might be like implying a knighted boar.
No, it would simply be an animal enchained.
Oh, okay.
It's just the freestanding annulet or annulo of chain that.
I'm just saying, if it was wrapped around their neck, you know, if it was like a necklace looking, I would be more likely to have a question. But I think with a solid collar and the chain attached to it, I don't see why there would be any question at all.
Well, good taste, but other than
Well,
that.
yeah. I'm talking about the use of the chain, not the charge itself.
Yes, I'm trying to think as little about the use of the charge as possible right now, but.
In period heraldry, would the chain fully around an animal's neck like that, wouldn't that more or less represent subjugation of the animal, to indicate a pronounced social status? Or I know a couple nations use animals with that chain around their neck to indicate kind of dominance over the animal, usually mythical beasts or animals like lions.
There are times in history when, yeah, that has been the interpretation of it. Other times it's... you'll often see it as a mark of not necessarily dominance, but of presence. Hello again, Richard. Let's hope that the third time's the charm.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, Richard, we... Oh, there you are! Finally!
Hey!
Hello.
Hooray!
Yar, now we can make pie out of him.
Exactly. My feelings exactly. Whew. computers never really quite play well.
No, computers have this tendency to go, no, I'm not on speaking terms with you right now.
Yeah, I had to do a full reboot from scratch, but so be it.
Yeah.
It worked.
Mine did that yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been
Well,
bouncing.
sorry to interrupt your guys' flow, but since I just did a reboot, I'm having to bring back up something I wanted to show you guys. But I have to relaunch my email and other things too. So
Actually, our flow is mostly done.
Yeah, you actually caught us at the end of everything, so
We
whatever.
were just waiting to see if you made it back.
Great. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. Well, hang on. I just had one little thing I want to show you guys.
I love it when people's computers are operating like this. Richard, yours right now, your voice is delayed about 4 seconds from your video, so you look like you're in a badly dubbed Japanese feature from the 50s.
You too.
I half expect you to go rampaging through Tokyo.
Exactly. Well, hey, who has seen the new movie, by the way? Is it good?
I haven't, unfortunately. I've been wanting to, but no one around me wants to go with me.
Yeah.
We were going to, but this, that, and the other thing, and it didn't happen.
All right. Well, I got my email finally up now. If I'll just open the actual email and open the actual document, and then I have to go get my tool tray here.
And pray that all of this doesn't make your computer decide that it no longer wants to play friendly with Google Plus and go.
Exactly right. Okay, whoops, I almost had it there. Screen share this. Start screen share.
Ooh.
So, what that is, by the way, for those of you who are not familiar, that is one of the actual now existing physically Order of the New Britannian Empire pieces for recipients of the ONBE. And one other reason that I wanted to come on specifically right now this evening is because I had a suspicion Narante might be here tonight. Although I didn't have a confirmation of that, I just suspected. But and the reason why that's important is because I've been trying to track you down actually over the last couple of weeks as we've been trying to put together other Shroud of the Avatar team hangouts of one kind or another. Because your name has been on the ONB recipient list, but I've not been able to meet with you face to face to tell you that you are a recipient of the ONBE. So I'd like to make that now formal and official. That as soon as literally those physical ones came in today to the office, and so you're the first person who will have received theirs on the day that they actually exist. So they were vaporware prior to today. So you get the first real one. But in any case, thank you so much for the amazing stuff that you do for the College of Arms, for the general Shroud of the Avatar community. Your name's been on the short list, since the beginning. But I've been trying to dole these out, 1 or 2 per week, till I get all caught up, so to speak. But it's taken me a few weeks to track you down. So I apologize for the delay, but thank you.
Thank you so much. I needed it today, so.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
I'll put that back on that share screen again, just because I think that's. They turned out great. As you can see on those, the quality of the ribbon cloth actually looks very good. It's not cheap plastic. It looks meaty. It's not going to fall apart. And look at the relief on the actual piece as well, and then the baked-in color for the inner shield. Anyway, I think it turned out as nice as I could have possibly expected. I've actually got the back of it too. I'll show you all here. Let me find.
Having made stuff of that nature before, that is really the little writing on the bar is just blowing my mind.
And there on the back too, it says the Order of the New Britannian Empire, simply on the back. And even though we'll be shipping them to you guys as is, but I suppose you could engrave your names on the back of them too if you wanted to even further personalize it for generations to come, so to speak.
If I could ask the newcomer to please, thank you.
But anyway, I thought you guys would like that. So it took me a while to get connected. I literally tried to chime in right at 8 o'clock. It took me 30 minutes of fighting my machine in Google to get it straightened out. But I'm glad I caught you guys before you wrapped up.
This is. I don't have words, and it's not even my award. The medal is amazing. That is so.
That's really incredible.
Yeah, I would. By the way, I was pretty pleased with them too. I mean, when I've never seen them in person. Actually, I've only seen it on the same images you're seeing. They just came into the Austin office today, and that's Rick Holtrup's hand behind the image. But in any case, we'll get these sent out to everybody. I don't know. We haven't really. I'll get Rick to circle back with everybody to get physical addresses. I mean, some of you guys I know your physical address. Some of you I don't. But
Rustic has had my address since the first Mega Hangout because he's supposed to be sending me stuff.
And you guys did see already the royal warrant, right?
The physical royal warrant, yes.
Yes, and so those are also now in Austin, but they're awaiting some paint because they came in laser etched and gold painted on the interior of where the laser etched. But then we were going to go back and add the color for the silver, yellow, and blue and red. And so we're going to hand do those ourselves at the office. And then the only bad news is, since there's only one per organization, y'all have to decide, whose home it sits in when, or what the rotation is for holding of the royal warrant. But I trust you guys can figure that one out.
It may come down to like a wrestling match, but
I think the most impressive part for me is seeing something that I designed, the full achievement, in physical form in such an amazing way. It's just words. I swear I swear I can English.
Something else we could probably do with those plaques. I can't remember exactly what they cost us to make at court, but I mean it's whatever it is. I don't know, $15 or $30 or whatever they are each. What we could do, since we only plan to make one per guild or organization, what we could probably do is let anybody else in the guild or organization order a duplicate. It's no skin off our teeth. Obviously, if everybody wants one, we just don't want to go in the hole producing 50 of them or whatever it would be for a group. And so maybe that's something else we can do. If that sounds like something you guys would like to do, we can just let everybody order one up, and we'll just tell you what they cost us, and whatever it was, we'll pass it on.
I feel like at the very least, like the officers should have that option.
Yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, the sovereigns and in our case the sovereigns and the heralds.
Okay.
Definitely should
I'll
be
find
able
out what
to
it
do
was.
that.
I might even be estimating high. It might have only been 50, I don't think 15, somewhere between $10 and $20, somewhere in there. I don't remember honestly exactly what it was, but Stephen Donnelly knows. And so anyway, I'll find out, and we'll always see if we want to get some more.
Absolutely. And by the way, I do not know if I'm going to be there for the Hobloth. I do know I am going to be at DragonCon, and I know that you are as well. If we want to go ahead and film that scene swearing fealty to you as your actual herald.
Perfect. Sounds great. We will make it so.
Unfortunately, though I had planned it, I don't think I will be able to, as my spouse is going back to college this August. So.
All right, excellent. Well, that's the good news.
The medal looks amazing.
It really does. And you're not allowed to talk, young lady. Type it.
I know, I'm on voice.
Type it. Type it.
Amber
got a little laryngitis thing.
She got put on no talk by doctor.
Yeah, okay. Well, then we can all talk about her instead.
Yes.
I can still say pie.
Okay.
No, you can't. Time to.
By the way, Amber, obviously I saw you online at the during the PAX Lair stuff too. But I can't remember if you built one. Of course you did. Yeah, of course you did. You built the Chaos Shrine, and yes, I mean, I thought every one of those buildings was, stunningly well done. Today we had all kinds of meetings back at the office about just trying to think about how we can provide people the best tools to really, make towns and villages look great. And we talked about moving a bunch of new buildings over into the things you could call your house, like towers and just other arbitrary structures, so that a group getting together to acquire lots could then put whatever they want on those lots to make the town organization look better. Which I know doesn't have anything specifically to do with arms, but anyway.
Hey, at this point, we've stepped out of College of Arms situation, and we're just going to take advantage of the fact that we have you online and speaking.
Yes, Amber, that's the one I'm referring to.
Amber posted, "Did I build one? The Church of the Dark Star that you ran out of when you took the podium?"
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, well, pardon me that I just want to pop in and just give you that one little brief notification. Otherwise, I'm going to take my wife out to dinner this evening. So
actually, before you jump out, have one question for you.
Sure, of course.
I recreated the good old Ultima Codex symbol as an idea for a possible charge for Kenneth, who runs Ultima Codex. Would that violate any copyright issues with EA?
So I wouldn't personally put it on anything in the game myself that's official from me in the game for that worry. And so you'll notice, like, when we're doing Blade of the Avatar, we're kind of doing other kind of 3 overlapping things that are almost like circles that don't have the inner circle. So I'm going to avoid doing that with things that are official Portalarium publications. But by the way, I don't think the symbol was ever officially trademarked. I just worry about, pissing off EA. And so, so I think that to put it in there for Kenneth is probably perfectly fine and safe. But what I would do is I would recommend that remain a rarely used charge, just because I think that I can always say it's Kenneth's. It's not mine. You know what I mean? It's not it's not Shrouded Avatars.
I thought it would tie in well because obviously he runs the site. It's part of the name of his site. He's known for it for so many years. Kind of my little way of doing
I would love to see it in the game. I really would. I think it'd be great to see it in the game. I just think it's important that it is driven by the the community, which it is. But it's what's happening right now. Not driven by me. Which, by the way, another thing too, on that same vein, if we get the wirelesses, working, in the squawk boxes that people can put in their homes that rebroadcast Avatar Radio, to me that's also a way where, that's not Portalarium playing whatever music is chosen, by Amber and others to put in. That's the community's choice. And so I think that lets Amber do anything she wants, like play Stones or other pieces that would be her prerogative that I will not encourage, but obviously, we need to be, anybody doing radio broadcast still has to worry about things like, rebroadcasting, copyrighted work. I don't even know how you guys deal with that, or if it's small enough you don't bother worrying about it. But
I tried to tweak it a little bit to make it a little bit different, but not so much that it was unrecognizable, too. And being such a simple shape, very limited how far you can go with that.
Oh yeah, I think there's no point in mutating it to make it different. I think it's since it's really just tangents of 3 circles. It's pretty simple. But again, I think to use it for Kenneth's Blazon, I don't think I personally wouldn't think it's a problem. I don't think EA would have a problem with it. I just won't make it officially, anything that my team does.
Sounds good to me then. Thanks.
I do have one last question, but it's one that I think needs to be asked offline.
Okay, no problem.
As an off the broadcast. So with that, unless anyone else has any questions for our liege or myself or any of the other sovereigns, or questions that can be answered with the number 42, I'm going to say good night, everyone. So good night, everyone.